All right, hello and welcome to Herndon Live. I'm Jack Norcross. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have two special guests joining us here today. Our newly named Democratic political commentator, Mark Seaman, and our Republican political commentator, James Pingatore. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Excuse me, we have a lot to talk about. I was just outside, which was a lot, but I'm going to get control of this PowerPoint here in a second. But, I mean, it has been a crazy week in politics, as you both very well know. Obviously, the Benghazi testimony happening with Hillary Clinton. We also have Paul Ryan saying he's going to run for president.
Not
Or
president.
not president, excuse me,
The
Speaker of the House.
Speaker.
And we also have the fact that Lincoln Chaffee this morning said that he was going to drop out of the race. And we also had Jim Webb said that he's going to drop out of the Democratic Party.
He might run for independent.
And he might run for independent. We'll be talking about that a little bit more to come. Let's begin, though, with your expertise, James. Let's take a look at the latest polling we have from the presidential candidates right now. Trump still is in with the lead at 27%. Followed by Carson, which that window's been narrowing, 21%, followed by rest of the candidates who have mainly remained in the top 10. James, there's a debate next week. Who do you think is going to stand out? Is Trump going to lose this lead eventually?
I don't. I mean, Trump is gonna. He's gonna keep his numbers up. He's not gonna do anything too stupid to make his numbers drop. But I think out of the debate, I think Rubio, since he's a really good debater, his numbers are probably gonna rise, and maybe Bush. Bush did okay last debate, and I think he's gonna do pretty good this debate.
All right, very interesting. Carly Fiorina, let's talk about her for a second. We're going to pull her up here. She's polling at 6% right now. She was obviously her lead, even though there hasn't been another debate. But since the debate, it's kind of fallen. It was up, then has dropped a bit. What do you think she needs to do in order to kind of keep it up there and compete with Donald Trump and Ben Carson, who are currently the front runners?
Well, she has to keep on that I'm not a politician, vote for me, like Trump and Carson are doing. She has to do that. She has to say, well, she's not pulling that Hillary card, I'm a woman, you should vote for me. She's not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And but she should do more stuff kind of in that nature, saying that I'm also a woman, but just don't vote for me just because of that, but you know.
Yeah, so very interesting. Let's talk about someone who was really pretty hot at the first debate, but kind of lost his polling. He's now polling at 2%. John Kasich, what do you think is in it for him? Is it time for him to drop out?
I think it is, because if you're polling at 2%, like you saw Scott Walker, he was at
Right.
10%, and then he dropped down to 1%, and then he dropped out. I think this is the time where we're going to start seeing a lot of candidates drop out since they are not having the poll numbers. It's too crowded. Kasich, he ran in 2000. He didn't run in 2008. He didn't run in 2012. And maybe 2020 or 2024, whenever the next the next real presidential or GOP primaries are.
Yeah.
So he might run then. I think he should drop out. So.
Okay, well, very interesting. So, any other people who you think has been sticking out or surprises you of how low their polling is currently?
I'm looking at Paul. I mean, his poll numbers are really low, and he was like filibustering in the Senate for fighting against the Patriot Act.
Right.
And I thought that would get him his poll numbers up. Actually, it kind of dropped it. So, I think he's going to drop out within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And there's this thing back in 2011 where he was deciding whether to run for president or Senate because in Kentucky they can't be on the ballot more than once.
Right.
So, if he does drop out, he's going to run for Senate again. If he does win the nomination for congressional, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
Then
All right, Mark, now to you, talking about the Republican candidates. Who do you think is seeming the most extreme right now? Who do you think could actually win the nomination?
Well, even though Trump and Carson are at the top and they're neck and neck, I think that Rubio, going back to what you said, he is probably the most likely and most reasonable nominee. I mean, everyone else, it's like they're either at rock bottom or they're like at high, or they're really high, like Trump and Carson. But let's be honest, no one's gonna pick them. Rubio, he presents this like, I'm a young man. I'm ready to take on the steering wheel. I'm ready to get us back on track. And even though he has low numbers, he still has a chance running next to, that's Ted Cruz.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's something.
I'm not saying
even
any of this about Ted Cruz. He should drop out.
I've lost control.
Well, and he is managing to keep his own against the two giants in this one, Trump and Carson. I think anybody else below Rubio, possibly what you similar to what James said, possibly Fiorina or Bush. Everyone else probably will not make it.
All right, so very interesting. You both have
That's
very
okay.
similar. I know. I'm trying to. I've actually lost control. I usually have control over the PowerPoint, but I've seemed to lost control. But if we can move a bunch of slides to the right, I want to talk about the Democratic candidates. If we can pull up the Democratic polling currently. No one's running the Mac. Okay, well, it's fine. You know what? We'll just let's talk about this, Mark, a little bit. Let's first begin with. Oh, here we go. I think I have control again. All right, here we go. I'll take care of that. But all right, here we go. Let's talk about. We'll pull up the Democratic polling. Here's the Democratic polling. Thank you. We got it up here. All right. So we first have Clinton, Sanders, O'Malley, Chaffee, who dropped out just today, and a little bit lesser known figure, Larry Lessig. Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about him?
Well, Larry Lessig, he's relatively new into this campaign, and he's pretty much at rock bottom. Although he jumped in recently, so we'll see how it goes. It says that he's not an official politician, but he's always had a voice in politics. He's a professor. It's kind of like the Ben Carson, if you say, of the Democratic Party, but not.
Right.
Yes, and well, we'll see where he goes. It's still too early to tell.
Okay, so very interesting there. I've once again lost control of where we were, but if we can go back a little bit back to a previous slide, that would be great because I don't have control anymore. Let's talk about. So Lincoln Chaffee is out. Was it right of him to drop out, Mark?
Well, yes, because he is at 1%. There's no point in it anymore. I mean, he's running against Clinton's over 50%. Sanders is sadly at 24%. And of course, and he should drop out. Yes.
So very interesting indeed. Thank you so much to both of you for participating in this great and detailed conversation. And throughout this political campaign, we will continue to have more updates as we talk about many different political stories that evolve over this campaign. Thank you so much. I now want to turn it over to Emily Yen, who is interviewing Sarah Kahn about the process of float building that's headed upstairs outside.
All right, and welcome back. Thank you, Jack and James and Mark. I believe they're in the studio right now. I'm with Sarah Kahn, a junior at Herndon High School. We are outside of the old Herndon Town Hall, across from Jimmy's. In case you're crossing, you might see us. Anyway, so Sarah, you've been participating with the Herndon High School float. So we're just going to be talking a little bit about that process and what's going on this year. So tell me about the people involved and what it's been like so far. On the float.
So for the float, it's the people involved are parents, students, especially student council for each grade, along with teachers, class sponsors. It's basically like a community effort for each grade.
Mm-hmm. And so more specifically, I know the Bomber family.
Yes, the Bomber family has been a big help with the junior class. The class of 17 since our freshman year. They've been kind enough to give us their home along with many materials and such.
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, so if the viewers aren't aware, the theme this year for Herndon is superheroes. So tell me a little bit about the themes,
Sub-themes.
The sub-themes for the rest of the classes.
So this year the theme is obviously superheroes. So the freshmen are Power Rangers. The sophomores are, Ninja Turtles. Us juniors are Avengers, and the seniors got the Justice League.
Well, I personally think I like Marvel better than I like DC Comics, so I just want to put that out there. But so do you know how far along all the other groups are? I mean, I know that the parade is tomorrow.
I suppose being with the parade tomorrow, they're just putting all their items on their trucks. I mean, that's what our class is doing today. We're just putting all our finishing touches along with the structures on the truck.
So what can you tell me about the junior classes?
The junior
float.
class float is something to watch this year. We were representing each of the characters, of course. We have gotten some amazing artists in our grade. They're really great. What else? We've recreated iconic buildings in the movies, along with
like the New York
characters.
scene.
Yes, we have a beautiful New York skyline.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, and so how many people are going to be participating in the parade tomorrow? Like, are people going to be dressing up, walking it?
As far as I know that all the people on our float will be dressing up. I think that's how it is for each float, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll be dressing up as like Captain America, Black Widow, all of those are Avengers.
All right, and so I'm curious, has your group run into any issues along the way?
There have been some issues when we were working, and it was starting to rain all of a sudden. It always happens to be raining around homecoming season. So the rain, along with getting donations from local stores for paint, wood.
So yeah, how did that fundraising process work? You mentioned something about T-shirts.
Yeah, so as far as I know, we use our money from our junior class fund, and we get money to that fund by fundraising. And one thing we do is we get class shirts every year, so students buy shirts, and I think the profits go to the junior class. Along with last night, there was a powder puff game, so I'm pretty sure all the proceeds of that went to the junior class.
Because the juniors won.
The juniors
powder puff
did
game.
win 14-7, may I say.
And so, also another thing, budgeting was an issue.
Especially this paint thing, you guys, it's $40 a gallon.
Really?
Do
Do you know how many gallons of paint you use for this?
I'm guessing 10 plus gallons, because it's not just the amount of paint, it's the different colors we need.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we've been trying to do a lot of shopping at the resale.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So assembly, I mean, you mentioned a skyline. I mean, what materials? One year I remember, last year there was
Last
a
year we had
carousel. There's a lot of cool stuff. What can you tell me about this year?
Okay, I can't disclose too much. My Grant Bomber in charge of the float might get a little angry about this. But we have built structures out of wood using a lot of wire. Some paper mache techniques is going on.
Okay.
I think I may have disclosed too much already.
And do you know how the floats are judged? Is it based off of school spirit?
I suppose in spirit, along with the aesthetics of it, like how it looks, and probably how excited the kids on the float really are about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And just to finish things off, how do you feel like this year is compared to the previous years that you've worked on the floats?
I feel a lot more confident about this year, because this year it's our third year. We've kind of gone through the bumps the past 2 years. Doesn't seem like it'll rain tomorrow,
yes.
which is not,
Weather
which
looks
is
fantastic.
just amazing. I feel like we've really tuned in how to know what we want to do and just get it done.
All right, and just for your closing statement, do you have anything to say for the junior class representing powder puff or any of that?
Come out tomorrow, support the junior float. We hope to win tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, yeah,
So-
be there right here in downtown Herndon. I will be going over the logistics of the parade with Jack Norcross later in the show, and so now I'm going to throw it over to Kelly Pingator, who is doing the weather from the studio.
The one with the red light. Hey everyone, it's Kelly, and this weekend is a very busy weekend for the Herndon Hornets. We have the bonfire tonight, which is supposedly an annual thing, but it's been canceled due to rain for the past 4 years. And tomorrow's homecoming and the parade and the football game. It's super exciting. So today's weather is a high of 69, a low of 40. The winds will be blowing at 6 miles per hour with a 35% chance of humidity. Tonight for the bonfire, it's going to be 65 degrees and a low of 40, so it can be kind of cold. There's no chance of rain, but there's a 65% of humidity, and the winds will be blowing at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For our homecoming weekend, Saturday, the high will be 64 degrees and the low will be 49 degrees. So the weather is relatively nice. On Sunday, there will be rain and a high of 72 and a low of 50. So Sunday will have really nice weather. Saturday for the homecoming parade, the high is going to be 65 and the low is going to be 49 with a 0% chance of rain. So all those floats won't get ruined. The wind will be blowing at 9 miles per hour and the humidity is 63%. And here's our 7-day outlook. This week we're supposed to get rain on Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But other than that, it's supposed to be pretty nice. We have on Saturdays high of 64 and a low of 49. And it goes all the way to Friday. That is a high of 58 and a low of 34. So it progressively gets colder throughout the week. Sunday we're supposed to get light rain showers, and Wednesday we're supposed to get rain, and same with Thursday. So yeah, that's our 7-day outlook. Bye guys.
All right,
All right,
hello and
sorry,
welcome
block-
back. I mean, the
blocking
sun
the
is
sun.
great. Sorry if you hear some background noise here. We are obviously outside. I mean, it is such a nice night out, and
It is lovely, you know, compared to the last week, it was freezing. Like, I can wear a t-shirt and I feel fine.
right. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously so nice. I mean, compared to the other homecomings we've had,
Yes.
we personally, our class, which is the junior class of 2017,
Not.
never
Sorry,
had.
just waiting for the bus. We've had very bad luck when it comes to the homecoming, just events, period. I'm really excited to see the floats and the parade this year. Also, the theme this year I'm super excited about. I mean, superheroes, it's different. I've never heard of anyone doing that before, but I love superheroes, so I think is an interesting topic.
That's right, and we're gonna talk about the parade a little bit, where we'll see a lot of superheroes in a moment. But let's just run down some of the events that are going on this evening and into tomorrow. Obviously, all this week has been Spirit Week.
Spirit Week.
Yes.
We started off Monday with Pajama Day.
That's right.
Tuesday was
Superhero Day?
No, it was
Oh,
USA
just kidding.
Day. Everyone wore red, white, and blue, and then Wednesday was Superhero Day. Yesterday was Throwback Thursday, specifically, but not limited to 70s. I saw a lot of 80s.
Good 80s
And
too. I
then-
saw somebody carrying around, this was pretty funny, and like one of those old TVs, you know, that people would just kind of carry around with the big antennas.
Oh, really?
You know, kind of like the portable TVs.
Interesting.
It didn't work, but
yeah,
it was
I saw
kind of a
people
good idea.
sort of dressed up. They looked like characters from like that 70s show. I mean, it was very interesting to
And then the
see.
Powder Puff football game was last night, and the
Yes.
juniors won.
Juniors won,
Yippee.
14-7.
Yes, a little bias there, but that's okay.
Yes, and also today was just class color day. Jack and I are wearing red because we are juniors.
That's right. I actually
Fresh.
changed clothes.
Freshmen were are gray. Sophomores are white.
Mm-hmm.
Juniors red. Seniors black.
That's right, and
Smart
so
girls.
much going on. And tonight there is more events kicking off kind of the homecoming weekend another way is with the bonfire, which is tonight at 7:30.
And we have not had a bonfire in the past 2
No.
years. So since we've been at Herndon High School, we have not had a bonfire before.
It's the rain.
Yeah, it's the rain. It always rains out. So this is the first time for many of us in a very long time. That is tonight at 7:30 at Herndon
Right,
High School.
at Herndon High School. Then
Yes.
tomorrow afternoon, we're going to talk about this a little bit more toward the end of our segment here, but it's the homecoming parade, and that's right here in downtown Herndon. The main reason we're outside tonight, because of we'll talk about the route of the homecoming parade here in a second, but it's going to take place right down here, all along Eldon Street, basically, and right behind us here in the heart of downtown Herndon.
Yep.
So that should be nice.
Right around here is where the judges are going to be looking at all the floats and making their final decisions.
That's right.
Jack and I will be right across from the judges, hopefully this year, emceeing or just talking about the parade
Right.
as we see the floats coming through.
And also, we want to make sure you're aware of HCTV's float. We are slot number 38, I believe, which is pretty exciting. And make sure you pick up, you'll see us. I think we'll have a camera and we'll have people handing out magnets as well. And you'll
Yes.
see
And
different
we will,
capes and
yeah,
lots going
people
on.
have capes. There's a Herndon Live cape, I believe, for our float.
That's right, yep. So it's all very exciting. And
Right after that is the football game. It's going to be against the Robinson Rams.
yep, and hopefully, we'll all do well there. And that begins at 1 p.m. actually.
1 p.m.
Yep,
at
I got
Herndon High School.
confirmation at Herndon High School. Yep, and should be exciting.
Oh, the sun's gone.
Yeah, I know. Well, not for me.
For me,
But
it's fantastic.
they also kind of do the whole like homecoming princess thing. Oh, that's nice, with the homecoming princess, and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, so the games are always fun. Homecoming week is always a blast.
Yeah.
And then later on in the evening, people will be making their way from the game to their homes or whatever to get ready for the homecoming dance.
That's right, and the homecoming dance. Now, a lot of people, some people go to the dance, some people just like, kind of dressing up for the evening. It just kind of depends on what kind of person you are. But, a lot of people enjoy it. That's going to begin at 8 o'clock.
8
And
o'clock at Herndon High School.
unfortunately, I don't think they're selling any more tickets at this time because they're not selling tickets at the door, but I'm sure a few of you may be going, which may be exciting.
I'm not going, but I went freshman year and it was a blast. I think everyone attending will have a great time as well.
I know. So it should be a lot of fun. Let's talk about the homecoming parade a little bit here right now. I don't know if we have a little bit of a slide here. If we begin with the first slide, it shows a map. It's a video actually. People are going to begin on Sterling Road, I believe, which is where they kind of line up the floats, kind of get everything in order. They will then continue down Eldon Street. Now, as we move to the next slide here, we're going to see that people are going to make, after they kind of make their way up Eldon Street, they're going to make a left onto Lynn Street. Now, Lynn Street is obviously the street actually right behind us. It has Green Lizard Cycling. It has the Herndon Grocery and Bakery. And so it'll kind of cut right across here. The judges panel will be sitting right behind us, like Emily mentioned before. And as you go to the final slide, you'll see that we'll be, and also as Emily mentioned earlier, we will be standing right there as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great opportunity, so many people are in it. It's always fun to see, what the different groups people are associated with.
I love watching people, stand on the sidewalks, watching, cheering for the people as they go by.
Right.
It's always nice seeing familiar faces as well.
Yep.
Always nice to get some coffee in the morning. That's a tradition for me. Go over to the Starbucks on Eldon Street and get some hot chocolate or something. That place is always packed on homecoming morning, but it's a popular place to go.
It is popular, but it's very nice. It's supposed to be a nice morning, I think, from what Kelly Pingator, our weather meteorologist, not a meteorologist, but she's our weather person. As she reported, finally the sun kind of went away for me. That's nice, but it should be so much fun. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year. Just everyone comes out for the parade, and it's good to see.
And on that note, I don't know if this is really a good switch or not a good switch, but Allie.
I have actually one more thing to add, and I didn't want to forget
over.
this. If you don't plan to go on the homecoming parade, be aware that Eldon Street will be cut off for a good part of the morning. So if you plan on traveling, make sure that you're aware that Eldon Street will be closed due to the parade in case you are worried about traffic concerns. But yes, just wanted to throw that in. But Emily, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so on the homecoming note, Allie Castaway did a quick, I don't know if it was quick, but a little rant about her views on homecoming and how to ask people to homecoming.
Yeah, that's right.
That sort of thing.
Maybe a little late now, but it's good for next year. It's good referencing.
And it's entertaining.
It is entertaining. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now.
Hi, I'm Allie Castaway. I'm here to tell you how to approach homecoming. Ask someone out and have the perfect homecoming night. So, let me just get Siri to go away. So anyways, first you need to know who you're asking. This is very important. Understand them. Are they popular? Are they shy? Are they outgoing? Do you know who their best friends are? Are you their best friend? Are you part of a squad with them? These are very important things when considering what could happen if they say no. You could start conflict within your group. But on the positive side, if you know their best friend, it's great to ask them how you think they'll feel and how they want to be asked. If you're not sure what they're gonna say, do not ask them in a huge, big place in front of a lot of people. The foyer is where you go if you know they're gonna say yes and you wanna be all over Twitter and have a bunch of people be like, But if they're shy, you don't want to do that. Private is the way to go, you know? And also, make it original, okay? Don't write, how about HOCO? Or will you go to homecoming with me? Nothing is sweeter than like the cute little posters that say like little like lyrics to a song, or like the movie ones, or like the ones with like candy bars on it that like write something. But don't just steal something off of Twitter, because most people know that. But yeah, it's good to know the person that you're asking to. Don't just ask that random person that you think's hot and you never talk to them inside your life. Because you also have to consider, you're going to be spending multiple hours with this person. And if you run out of stuff to talk about, it's going to be very boring. And lastly, the dance itself, although I've never been, it's very overpriced, and you're paying to stand and dance inside of a room that you go to for free every day. So dinner's the way to go, or go to a movie. That's like my favorite. And then you don't even have to worry about talking. You just sit and watch the movie. Lastly, don't overdo it for homecoming, because if you go too hard for homecoming, how are you going to do better for prom if you're planning on asking the same person? You know what I mean? Like, you have to pace yourself. Like with life, you don't have like a huge like, I don't know, you don't start out life with like $1 bazillion. You like work your way up, you know? So that's it. Just be careful. And just know that everyone's just as nervous as you are. So just go.
All right, so there's Allie. Always entertaining. Her words of wisdom, I think, will be very helpful for some later on next year when homecoming rolls around again. Mm-hmm. But so I get today's theme has been homecoming, homecoming, homecoming. But
exactly.
We're going to switch it up a little bit and talk about what's going on in Reston. So
Or Hill Valley.
Or Hill Valley. It was Hill Valley yesterday.
I think it's Hill Valley until the 25th.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's going on in Hill Valley, aka Reston Town Center. So would you like to start off on what we're talking about? Hill Valley, Back to the Future.
Thursday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday was October 21st, 2015, the exact same day and year that in Back to the Future 2, Marty McFly, Doc Brown, and his girlfriend, I can't remember her name, travel into the future. Now, today, Thursday, I can't talk. The 21st was special because in the movie they predicted all these things would happen, such as 3D, flying cars, hoverboards, etc. Mm-hmm. And now that we're finally...
Jaws 19.
And Jaws 19. We only got to Jaws 4, but we don't know. And it was particularly interesting to see that now that we're in the day and age, how many of the things the movie either got right or was close to getting right.
Yes.
And that was a cool little thing there. But in Reston, they ceremoniously renamed it to Hill Valley to help commemorate the anniversary, and Christopher Lloyd is there, aka Doc Brown.
Yes, very exciting.
They'll be screening, I think they already screened it, or they will be screening the trilogy at Bowtie Cinemas.
And that showing is completely sold out.
Yeah.
Yes, so as you mentioned, Christopher Lloyd, he will be there October 25th. I believe that is tomorrow. No, Sunday. Sunday, he will be there Sunday for like a sort of discussion panel. That's also completely sold out, but that is all going on in Reston Town Center as part of a larger event, the Washington West Film Festival.
Yes.
So I've been to one film festival. Twice. The Maryland Film Festival, I went last year and the year before. So I have a little background with film festivals, but I checked out the lineup for the Washington West Film Festival, and it's really interesting. It's not a lot of large...
more compact, smaller budget indie films.
They are smaller. I was pretty excited to see that they're having a George Mason showcase. George Mason their students probably compiled a few short films, and they're going to be showing their work at Bowtie Cinemas one day. So if you check out the Washington West Film Festival website, you can get tickets and details there. Also, another big thing going on is Ed Asner. He is making an appearance for his showing of My Friend Ed tomorrow. Not sure if that is sold out, but that is all, like I said, going on in RTC, which is very close to home. And you will be able to get all the information you need on their website.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
So yeah, that's like I said.
The website is www.wwfilmfest.com, not .org.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. I wish we had some titles.
Maybe it'll
sorry.
appear here soon.
No. We have
Oh.
but yeah, the Back to the Future thing was very exciting for everyone in RTC. They had a lot of.
They had DeLoreans.
Yes,
they had a lot of.
They had a person dressed up as Marty McFly, and also along with all the what you were talking about, the comparisons between their version of 2015 and the real 2015.
Yeah,
is,
you see like a ton of like Twitter stuff, Facebook stuff, and a lot of comparison.
Yes, they came out with the Nike mags, the shoes that
Aren't those like
self-lace.
still in development or something, or are
there's-
they already in the market?
There's one pair that Michael J. Fox, Nike gave to him. They are having auctions soon to sell just a few more pairs. They're self-lacing. They're super cool.
Is it the hoverboard also
That is in the
getting
works.
close? Because I saw like
I saw something from Lexus.
I saw a commercial or something.
Yeah, from Lexus, I saw that. But
Yeah.
that's not quite there yet. But Nike, they're having these auctions for the Nike mags. I don't know the specific name, but
Yeah.
they look super cool. And all the money that they raise is going to Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's Research Foundation, so that way they can one day end Parkinson's. So yeah, that is the Washington West Film Festival going on in RTC. Later on, next month, early next month, is the Virginia Film Festival. It's in Charlottesville. It's hosted by University of Virginia, UVA. So if you're interested in film festivals, there's the Washington West Film Festival ends the 27th, but then the Virginia Film Festival starts November 2nd, I believe. So if you've got the time to head over to Charlottesville, that's a pretty big festival. They're showing big
Do you know
indies.
what specific films, like titles or something?
Yeah, so one of the big titles that I saw was Brooklyn. I don't know how to say her name, but that's a pretty big indie right now. Carol with Kate Blanchett.
I like Kate. Not Clay.
Kate. It sticks.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. So there's a lot of larger. There's more popular indies showing at that film festival, since it's a little bit bigger than the Washington West. But that's exciting. Now, just a little bit of background on film festivals in case you're planning on going or you're interested in going is.
You need to buy your tickets to certain shows beforehand? Is that
Yes.
right?
So always go to their websites, look for the venues. You have to buy tickets beforehand. Normally, you don't normally buy them at the door. So venues, locations, tickets, transportation. For festivals, they're usually within a mile of each other. Well, it depends. But the ones that I've been to, they're normally walking distance from each other. So transportation and food.
I like food.
Yes, food. like RTC, that location not only has a lot of different venues that have potential to show the screenings, but
Are they all going to be at the Bowtie Cinema, or are they going to be at other places?
there are other locations within Reston Town Center that they are showing the films. Yeah, it's normally not just one theater. They have different venues that you can attend throughout the day. And so food is a big one, since people usually like to go back to back to back to back on movies. And the biggest thing that I'm just gonna, before we switch it over to Allie talking about Powder Puff, is panel discussions.
They offer panel discussions?
Yes, they have them most of the time, 50% of the screenings that they have, there's like a writer or the director or someone from who participated in the film. They come to have a Q&A session, and from my experience, those are the most informative and the most helpful. Like they're the whole reason why you go to film festivals, not just to watch things, but to hear about them and learn from them. So, anything you'd like to add?
No, I'll probably say that I'll try and set aside some time so I can go to the WW Film Fest, check out some films.
Definitely. So that ends the 27th. That is, sorry, can we check my phone? 5 days from now. So that's all going on in Reston Town Center. So now I'm going to throw it over to Allie, who did a segment on the Powder Puff game. Juniors won. Woo. So let's throw it over to Allie.
Hi, I'm Allie Castro here with,
Jesse Jorgensen.
and you are a senior at Herndon High School. Why are you playing?
Well, practices are every day after school, and so are my rehearsals. So I had to choose whether to go to rehearsal or practice, and I chose rehearsal.
What are you rehearsing for?
Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, December 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
I hear the centaur is really hot. So what's so like fun about this game?
Well, it's the juniors versus the seniors, and it's all like student run, and then there's some teachers as the coaches, and it's just fun because it's the girls playing the football instead of the boys, and the boys are the cheerleaders, so it's a cool little switcheroo.
Yeah. Jesse's friend, do you have anything to say?
It's a cool experience being here.
Okay, well thank you, Jesse, for interviewing. And now back to the desk.
Callie's on. What? I just are you like recording something and being like, I don't realize today I was football.
Well, like the microphone.
Alec, can you hear
Why are
me?
you on the junior side then?
That's what I was asking her, and she's like, it's convenient. She says it's convenient. I walk like 12 steps, I sit down in the bottom row.
I'm not gonna go all the way over there unless and I'll just arrest the state arrest unless the microphone's on. What do I do?
Just hold it out.
Okay.
If you ever interview me, I'm totally going to say, I think this is the only football game Herndon can ever win because they're playing themselves. Dude, that's accurate.
It is. I think this game is good. I don't have a lot of talent in identifying good quality.
It's really not just sports commentators. Like, they don't think,
You should be those people. You should just be like, all right, now number 17.
This is the number 17. No, it's not the 17. It's the one in the red shirt with the white writing. That's number 17. Number 17 with
I like the real Jesse J.
black long hair.
Hi, my name is Haley Casray here at the Powder Puff game. We are now on the junior side. So, who are you?
I don't have a name.
You? I don't have a name. So, I'm here with 2 juniors. So, what brings you guys here tonight?
No comment.
It only costs $5.
And we got a touchdown, so that's cool.
So, it's cheap to hang out with your friends?
No. What friends? We don't have friends.
So, since you 2 are juniors, how come you guys aren't playing?
No comment. We don't know how to play sports. And we don't know how to be athletic or, and no comment.
My foot! Well, now back to the desk.
Hi, I'm here with.
Sophia.
And Ben.
Okay, so Ben, you are a senior, right?
I am indeed a senior.
And you are also a junior.
Yes. Yes.
Is there any rivalry between you 2 tonight?
Always. Yeah, like 100% of the time.
There's always rivalry. It's a thing. Rivalry has to be a thing. It's essential. It's high school.
Yeah. So, who do you guys think will win? Do you think that the seniors might win?
No.
You don't think so? No. Okay, do you think that the juniors will win?
I don't know. I know Herndon's going to win, and I think that's a really big plus.
That's a really good guess. I'm going to stop now so this nice gentleman can pass. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so that is just the play-by-play from the stands.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Sorry, my ear did this weird thing. Thank you so much to Allie for taking care of that for us. It's a great segment. I'm glad the juniors won. Sorry for all the other grades or the seniors, I guess, are the real losers.
Yeah, so it's homecoming week. So far, it's been super great. Tomorrow is the end of it. Tonight, bonfire. Tomorrow morning, parade. Sorry, I'm just doing a quick rundown.
Quick run through, that's good.
Tomorrow morning, parade, football game at Herndon High School against the Robinson Rams, and then, audience. And then, lost my train of thought. After that is the homecoming dance at Herndon High School.
Yep, so much to look for and look forward to. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am Jack Norcross.
And I'm Emily Ann.
And we want to remind you to follow us on Twitter at Herndon Live, follow us on Facebook, Herndon Live, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And we hope you have a great homecoming weekend. Be safe, make good choices, and have a great night.
See you tomorrow at the parade.